Hello everybody, myself is Surjit Thakre. I am the first Indian artist who has achieved a postgraduate degree from the Academy of Arts, Repin Institute of Painting, Sculpture and Architecture in St. Petersburg, Russia. I am also the founder president of the Rerich Art Club affiliated to Russian Center of Science and Culture, New Delhi. I have an experience of 40 years as a professional artist. First of all, draw the sketch on canvas. I am using a flat brush to draw the layout. I first divided the space by using the different lines. I am making the almond shape of the eye. Draw the eyebrows along the top. Mention the nose and lips. Make the neckline. Draw the neck. Necks are thicker than you imagine. Draw two lines coming down from roughly where the bottom horizontal line meets the edges of the face. At the same time, you have to compose the shoulders and bust line. Add the hairs. I am starting to fill black hair. When you are filling the black color, you have to keep in mind the light. I am leaving the white space to give the dimension. Always keep in mind the direction of the neck will be opposite of the face. Like here, the face is in the right side and the neck is in the left side. Here I am making three tones, darkest, middle and light. For the darkest color I use thick color and then merge it to the middle tone. For the light shade I leave the white. Again come towards the eye. Now make the outline of the eyes. Next, draw the top of the eyelid over the top of the almond. The base of the eyelid comes down over the top of the iris and covers the top of it slightly. Apply brilliant purple with bold strokes. Starting from breast, apply the strokes according to the foam, like here the round foam. Keep the contours soft. Apply the thick color. Notice how I use the water and thin the color and apply in the area where I need light shade. Using the pure thin color gives very expressive, warm and cool effect. I use this big patch at the left corner bottom of the area. Put some small patch at the background by using the technique stippling. Stippling is the brush technique that uses random small dots or scattered brush marks to create colors, tones and textures with. You can paint each tiny dot of color in a controlled way with a small brush, or you can use a flat bigger brush and let the bristles make the dots for you. Apply medium magenta at the middle part of the composition, using bold stroke leaving white visible. Make the lips. At the mouth, divide the bottom quarter in half again. The bottom of the lips will rest on the dividing line and you have just drawn. Draw a line for where the lips meet and then draw the top lip. Light green apply at the background upper area. Matisse believed the invention of photography had released painting from the need to copy nature, leaving him free to present emotion as directly as possible and by the simplest means. Now we will use dark green for middle area and darkest green for lower part of the canvas. In his book Brighter, The Invention of Color, Philip Ball writes, if Henri Matisse made color the substance of pleasure and well-being, and Gauguin revealed it as a mysterious metaphysical medium, Van Gogh shows color as terror and despair. Monk's remark apropos of the Scream 1893 that I painted the clouds like real blood. The colors were screaming echoes Van Gogh's Sangeena comment on the night cafe. A place where one can ruin oneself, go mad, or commit a crime. Now we will apply light magenta at the left corner. The same tone will be used at the background using the stippling. Making separate dots with a small brush. Hold the brush perpendicular to the surface and make each dot evenly spaced. Without pressing too hard, paint can be quite fluid by no running. Mix the Indian red, yellow ochre and white. Apply in the arm, neck and on the face. We are starting to block the arm first. Then neck. Keep in mind the direction of the light. As here the light is coming from left, so the contrast will be at the left side. The right side corner will be smooth. I have made the tone by mixing the Indian red and yellow ochre. Now fill the face starting with cheek. Now fill in the bottom of the lip. Small patch dividing nose. Where the light pour across the nose as in the sketch. It will often happen that the color and the tone of the nose may be almost exactly the same as that of the far cheek. Shade under the eye. Shading under the eye. Now add a little shading underneath the eye and where the eye meets the nose to define the socket. The eyeballs like spheres or balls have been drawn in the sockets. And over the surface of the right eyeball, the curved inline of the upper lid has been drawn. When drawing the eye in its setting is essential to bear in mind all the time the idea of a ball set in a hollow. Apply dark line on nose. Kandinsky is widely quoted as saying, "The artist must train not only his eye but also his soul, so that it can weigh colors on its own scale and thus become a determinant in artistic creation." Kandinsky was cineastic, which would have given him an insight into color that most people don't. With synthesis, you don't just see color, but experience it with your other senses too, such as experiencing color as sound or seeing sounds as color. Dark shade in eye. Van Gogh tries to explain to his brother Theo, "Instead of trying to reproduce exactly what I have before my eye, I use color more arbitrarily in order to express myself forcibly. I should like to paint the portrait of an artist friend, a man who dreams great dreams, who work as a nightingale sings because it is his nature." Ear form. Even if there is hair, use control on brush stroke. At the ears. The base of the ear should be drawn in line with the bottom of the nose and the top of the ear in line with the eyebrows. Remember, ear should be flat against the side of the head. The ear is two sections, the upper part being mainly a volute of cartilage, the lower the lobe fatty tissues. Essentially, it is flat oval plate lying close to the side of the cheek. It appears to join on to and continue the line of the jaw bone, and therefore it usually has a strongly diagonal axis. Its position in regard to the other features of the head is important. When the head is erect, the ear, roughly speaking, is opposite the eyebrow and the nostril. Dark point under the nostril make the details of the eye use flood paint. Hold your brush loosely towards the end of the handle and drawing lines with a flood movement. The line gets thinner as you drag your paintbrush. It helps gently to rotate the brush between your fingers. It keeps the line very important, especially for tree branches, and uses the paint on all sides of the bristles. Apply dark near the shoulder, leaving white contour in the face. We have become accustomed to expressionism. When you look at Matisse' girl with green eye painting, for example, it's hard to believe his contemporaries were outraged by it and regarded it as grotesque. Matisse' biographer Hilary Spelling says, "The confident gaze and frank body language of these young women, painted almost a century ago, speak directly to us today." Although contemporaries could see little in these portraits but meaningless jumbles of color outlined in ugly black brush strokes. dark patch line in the background using a liner brush to paint organic line. Many subjects require a thin organic line that would not look natural if made with masking tape or ruler. For example, to create flower, stem, grass blade or tree branches. A freehand line using a liner brush is the way to go. Keep a very light touch.